Okay, all right. What is up, everybody? Everybody, I'm fresh out of bed. Literally rolled over in bed, hopped on my group chats that I'm in with my boys, and I saw like the ban list type of stuff. They're already talking about it, so I zupped off real quick before I've even seen anything. So I figured we'd get you guys here a live reaction to it, because I want to see what a ban list is. This has been a long-awaited ban list for so long. I didn't plan to stream today. I'm actually planning to go locals and just stuff like that, you know. I was going to record my local series versus I have a new deck I was going to surprise everyone with at locals today, and a new deck I was going to deep dive in while DDDs was coming out and stuff, but new ban list. New ban list. So let's see here. Let me see. Hang on, chat. I might have to... Oh, never mind. I can do it over here. Okay, let's see if we can find it here. I know it just dropped. You know what? I think I can find it on Twitter. Be a simple login, guys. I'm sorry. My phone's just going crazy right now, so... Surely it's here. I don't want to... There it is. Okay. Here we go, chat. Okay. Ooh, all right. Let's see here. Okay, so... Let me just make sure I have chat, or you guys are pulled up here where I can see. All right. So, the first card we see here banned is the Moon of the Closed Heaven. Awesome, okay. Splash Mage, banned. King of Feral Imps, banned. And number 67, Paradise Smasher. Oh my goodness. All right. So the number one complaint I've had with Yu-Gi-Oh! Man has been the generic engines being splashed between every deck, turning every unique deck into, it's just a Fiendsmith deck, it's just a Mitsurizal deck. So these two cards, these two bans right here, King of the Feral Imps and Moon of the Closed Heavens, answers like my main complaint for months, ever since last national format. That is awesome, guys. Splash Mage, I'm sure, was a hit just to directly hit Cyverse piles, because that's like what I assume, you know? Like, that's what, dude, so here's the thing, right? It's like, it sucks that King of the Feral Imps got hit. It's the best thing that Reptiles has for, like, or, you know, that Reptiles utility has, but since it was so generic, it's like, man, it did have to finally get hit, you know what I mean? Like, something had to go, and it was like, this was the splashable card that allowed multiple engines to bridge into the Mitsurugi. So, like, it's like one of those cards, like, I didn't, to be honest with you, KCS, I didn't expect to get hit, because it was probably the correct hit to go about. But Konami did it, man. Konami did it. Okay. And then, you know, Paradise Matchers, turn skip. No one likes being turn skipped. Oh, clipped off it. Yeah, no one likes being turn skipped. It makes sense. All right, let's move on to limited. So this is the limited list? Oh my god. All right, so X-Ryziel. All right, okay. Malice P. Dormouse, good. Vanquish Soul Ryzen? Why did they hit Vanquish Soul so early? What? Fiendsmith Lacrima? I mean, yeah, time rules don't matter with the new rules. Time rules don't matter, so don't burn. Link Rebo's now back. Oh, good. Oh my goodness. I have a buddy who plays Drytron, and he has said forever if Link Rebo comes back, he'd play Drytron again. Simon Sork could care less about. Herald of Arclight. Interesting. Herald of Arclight. Huh. I'm not too sure how I feel about Herald. Why in the heck was Herald getting hit? I mean, I understand why, but it's like now out of all time. Okay, anyway, so Heralds get hit, presumably because, and I want to show you guys. Let's see if I can find it. Look at this. I picked this up when that fake list was revealed. I still haven't even opened it yet because of Drident. Drident's back, baby, which means Drident can be used in Almost, and like again, now Dryden can be put into. There's like what is it? Chalkanine is the generic, right? So like you could any 2 level 4s make Chalkanine, smack a Dryden, bam. Crystron Incursion. They touched Crystron out of everything too. Okay, and that's the spell card if I remember right. They hit the spell card. Okay. Obedient School. Wild. So they've hit. Wild. They're touching and they're like doing these things to like these decks. So Stake Your Soul. Okay. And then I just saw what Casey has said. Judgment. Judgment being hit this soon. And I see a comment over here, the Pokemap over here, saying, why Judgment? Because, dude, everybody's siding in Judgment. It literally is, like, the best going first card that you use to back up your board. But I am still amazed. So they touched Vanquish Soul directly. They went and gave... That's wild that they touched Vanquish Soul directly this close. And they even with Stake Your Soul and Raisin. So here was my thought, right? I didn't think they were going to touch Raisin... at all, because it was too. I think Holly Sue was what was going to get hit, because I figured Holly Sue is really the degenerate card, right? Like one, so either one would have to go, right? So like that's why I remember telling my locals, I was like, either Raisin will go, or they'll touch Holly Sue, because both get Holly Sue gets you access to Raisin, Raisin gets you access to Holly Sue. It's like a conundrum, right? But it makes sense because Holly Sue was just released, you know. So, bro, but I'm kind of so here's what I'm saying. So there's no direct hits to the Chummy, right? Yummy. But there's like all these side hits. That's crazy. Yeah, you're right. Pikachu. They only went for the old cards. So, yeah, I got errated Luxray. Look, so it was like about only a matter of time, depending on which list they want to bring it back. It's been errated for quite a moment. Let's see here. Let's go back to Simulant Branded Fusion. Branded players. The Branded has such a cult, man. I have never like his name is Metagames GX, and he has religiously played this deck. And huge shout out to him, no disrespect, but like he has literally played this deck, and he has such a religious following with this deck. Like wow. Unlimited. So we have Globe, okay, Masterpiece, Morphing Jar, Sky, Digonic. So they just went ahead, brought back Dragonic Diagram from Lightning Storm. So that's okay. Okay. All this makes sense. All this kind of makes sense. Like, now that you got rid of the bridges to, like, these broken decks, you got rid of the generic Omni Negates, Ash and Poplar can probably come back. I mean, it can still probably do some cool stuff, right? That's pretty cool. But again, to me, man, doesn't this just, like, have, like, Konami constantly backpedaling on what they do when they know what the problem already is? Like, did Ash and Poplar even need to get limited to semi-limited if they just did the correct thing in the first place? Bulb returning is nature healing. Yeah, dude, you're right. You are right. Dude, I'm all shaky because I'm all excited, dude. I don't even care about most of this. Even though, like, I played a True Draco, and maybe we might do the Versus Series Part 2 with True Draco, where we play with 3 Diagram. More so, I am more amazed at just the limits, the bans. Like, that's insane. Barrage, I mean, like, they didn't even do anything. Also, chat, I'm recovering from a sinus infection, so give me a little bit. You love to see Masterpiece. Masterpiece came back to 1, dude, and without Diagram at more than 1, the deck was so inconsistent. It's probably still a super inconsistent. We're going to be doing some normal summoning tonight, guys, at locals, so stay tuned. Maybe you'll see me on the live stream tonight. Table 1 at locals there. Branded Fusion, man. So back here at the limited section. You know, so maybe you're correct. Maybe, KCS, maybe you're absolutely right. Maybe the deck would have been strong enough to keep up with the cards, the Ryziel, Malice that was coming out, so they decided to limit them to like you said, rotate it out. But again, I mean, it's just like one of those things, like, Konami's a company before it's a competent, you know, ban list maker, so, like, yeah, this is, like, probably the best ban list I have ever seen. I have ever seen in my life. Because I'm biased, and I just, like... I have been so tired of Ryziel and Malice, and they've literally put 2 of their best cards they have to 1. Okay, that's enough. Like, I've never been for completely massacring a deck. I've always been for let it be playable, but hit the things that hit the problem cards, or you have to slow the deck down. I don't agree. I'm very, like I said before, I'm very biased towards Vanquish Soul because I played the deck. You know, I've played the deck. I've enjoyed the deck. I've always been a Vanquish Soul guy, and to go after Raisin and Stake Your Soul in the same list is, to me, is just kind of crazy. My poor buddy Kyle, he plays the deck religiously, and he's just been bricking with it because the deck does have some inconsistencies. If you don't see the perfect mix of both K9 or Vanquish Soul, you're either just playing K9 or you're playing Vanquish Soul. Yeah, Lacrima. That's the reason Lacrima can come back is the time rule change. But dude, to hit Vanquish Soul. And here is my concern. I'm really happy it didn't happen because I thought all the K9 stuff, all the, you know, the Vanquish Soul K9, Drake Hotel, Yummy would all put these two decks, like the Ryzeal Malice decks, in the back pocket. And then they're still as good as they are now, right? They're still good. But they just get overshadowed by the current deck. So once the current decks get hit, if they don't address these decks will just take back over. So we were going to have, I was worried that once they touched Vanquish Soul, Yummy, Drake Hotel, these like big decks, then we just have like Malice and Ryzeal part 2, the Electric Boogaloo, part 3, the Electric Boogaloo, right? Because they've already been hit once. So this is awesome. I'm really happy Konami had the foresight to limit these cards. Vanquish Soul still sucks. Like when Link Rebo coming back, I think, man, that finally my buddy who I've been really wanting to get Drytron content will finally come back playing Drytron. Summon Source again. Herald of the Arclight and Obedience School, I feel like, are definitely... I mean, that's without a doubt. They're hits to Yummy, because Yummy can put up multiple Herald of the Arclights. I did not expect Vanquish Soul to get hit this early, let alone specifically Stake Your Soul because of its unsearchable Rhoda. The Curse of Worlds, man. 2015, I can tell you right now. So 2015, I played Satellar Knights, and Satellar Knights won Worlds, and everyone was worried that the Worlds curse, because I think every deck prior to 2015 that won Worlds got hit with something. So it was the Worlds curse. If your deck won Worlds, it was getting hit really hard. Satellar Knights didn't get hit. They didn't get touched directly at all. Next year, Blue Eyes. Blue Eyes didn't get touched directly. Dinos won. Dinos got touched. So now it's like if your deck wins Worlds, there's a chance it might get hit. Dang, no Meow Mew, this Dame is dead. Dude, why haven't they brought that card back either? Why haven't they? Dryden's crazy, I think, and especially they brought back Barrage with it as well. That will allow you to have some sort of... And then with Tri-Brigade existing too, man, and the new Tri-Brigade Link 2 coming out, we're going to see some Beast Warrior, Beast piles, and that's pretty cool. Dryden was... Zodiac was one of those decks where it came out, like, you were like... I, like, looked at the design, the playstyle, I was like, dude, I like this deck, I want to play it, but then it literally got spanned out into... It was being splashed and everything, and I hate when decks do that. I hate when, like, you're just playing, like, a different flavor of the best deck. Like, I want to play the best deck, whether it be... You know what I mean? Like, I want to play Zodiac. I don't want to have to... If I want to compete, I don't want to have to do... The thing... You know, I don't want to have to, like, mix Zodiac in with every deck I want to play to compete. If I want to play Zodiac, I'll play Zodiac. Probably the only way I would play this game again. If Prank Kids came back, well, man, I'll keep that in my thoughts, and I'll keep that in my prayers to Konami. So hopefully one day they'll bring it back, because I think the card's done its time, right? They're crazier Link ones, actually, aren't they? Crystron Inclusion. Crystron, like, hasn't you seen being, like, the only guy doing good at YCSs with this deck? So, like, they literally had to stop this dude. They're like, stop it. Stop it. Gregory, that's okay. That's okay, because the time rules, right? Double loss. Double loss. Remember, it's like Soviet Russia. It's not your loss. It's our loss. Our loss. Obedience School. I mean, that makes sense. That card was crazy. I'm just surprised they hit it this soon. That's what's wild, is like, yes, this card needed to be hit this soon. This card right here needed to go. It needed to probably be hit before Yummy came out. But they let it have its play, and then now they've addressed it, because that card is insane. What deck? No, they understand no deck needs to have a Soul Charge for 3. Not Soul Charge, E-Tally for 3. Stake Your Soul, I don't think... With the craziness of Turn 0 Interruption, I'd almost believe... it did need to happen in a way. Something needed to be addressed, because Vanquish Soul is such a fair deck, and what it does isn't too crazy, very skill dependent, until they see Holly Zoo with the right attributes. Holly Zoo with the right attributes. then that is what made the deck completely unfair. No deck should have essentially 2 forms of removal during my turn 1. You know what I mean? And I've complained about this for literally months. For months. I've complained about it, man. I was like, no way should my turn 1, I should have to deal with Raisin, non-targeting, blowing my column, to Valley of Caesar popping down, or essentially someone snatch stealing my combo piece during my turn 1, having those 2 powerful forms of disruption. No one should have it. But they did, and I think this is awesome. Maybe, like I said, I'm biased, like, because I got real sick of Vanquish Soul, even though I hate the deck. It was like a toxic X, right? Yeah, yeah. Orcus list win. Well, man, the guy that normally plays Orcus with me just vanished. He stopped playing the game, so I'll have to either find someone that has an Orcus list at locals and playing it, or I'll have to do it myself for you. But I'm still holding out for Crusadia support and World Legacy support, like World Chalice support, man. Now everything fun needs to be hit so that I can stay at 3. Yeah, man. I don't like turn 0 design. The game's fast enough as it is. You know what? I'm not going to go too much into it, but I agree. I've not been a fan of this turn 0 interaction. And maybe it's just a wave, you know what I mean? Neo Galactic, I agree. I did not expect them to touch Raisin at all. I thought for sure we'd see one of those things where Konami went after Holly Sue first. Like, everyone's like, Holly Sue's too new, and literally right here, well, you can't see it, but Lacrima literally came out and was immediately hit. So Konami will hit cards that are problems, right? Konami will hit cards that are problems. So I thought they'd go after Holly Sue before they'd go after Raisin and Stake Your Soul at the same time. But this is probably due to the World's Curse. This is definitely due to the World's Curse of them doing so well at Worlds that Konami's like smacking them around now. And the deck's still playable. That's what's crazy. And they did it good way. The deck is still playable. Its consistency is down. You're probably not going to get... I mean, you'll probably get turn 0'd for sure. But at least, like, not as consistently. You know, or like playing second, you know, when they normal summon Raisin, search Holly Sue, then like you're like, dang, I got to play through Raisin, the whole Vanquish Soul combo, the set card. They should have banned Zhao Long and Limit Rock. The deck won't have any good fire monsters if they ban Zhao Long, and it also has less VS names to reveal for Holly Sue's, so she can summon herself. I mean, but in a way, right? Like, isn't it like a paradox circle with Pika Boss? Sue is an ultra. I mean, we can go back and, I mean, it'd be a hard thing to do this stream, and I don't want to do it. We could go back and look, but I'm almost certain they've hit cards that have come out higher rarity than that. But I mean, at the end of the day, Holly Sue just came out. People paid, you know, money for Holly Sue because it was $40 a pop. Maybe Konami kept that in mind. It was like, but like someone said earlier in the stream, they said they've hit older cards because new cards, right? Raisin at 1 is so bad. Everyone's got to play Infernoble Durandal. I mean, yeah, I mean, so that was crazy. Like, what is it? But to correct me if I'm wrong, didn't Vanquish Soul move away from Durandal because of Holly Sue and the consistency boost? Now they're going to go right back to it. Limiting Rock super early if they can't protect the 1 Rock. Also, it could force them to play. Rock is interesting because I feel like Rock is like too fair of a card to hit. I agree with your points. Don't get me wrong. I absolutely do agree with your points, Neo, that all this stuff with Rock, they could have potentially hit it too. But I feel like Rock is such a fair card. It's not a Vanquish Soul name. Sometimes they don't even make Rock. It's like, I think the more impactful hit was definitely Raisin or Holly Sue. And we already just said, you know, I reasonably wouldn't hit Holly Sue. At least they're not banned, right? I absolutely agree, Neo. I agree. The deck already struggled with consistency. And even arguably it struggled with consistency now. But the deck won World, so I mean, maybe it was time. Maybe it was just time to be hit. Judgment, I think, is wild, man. What is like, literally, my buddy Zach, we can go through all the recent live streams. He literally has hard opened 1 to 2 Judgments constantly. So now it's just... God's no longer on your side now, Zach. You might have anime on your side, but you only have 1 Judgment to protect you. He'll still see it, man. He'll still see it. And then, like, I mean, going back to the band... I am so happy with Moon. I am so happy with King of the Fair Limps. Maybe, I mean, if you guys noticed, there's no Mitsurugi hits, which that deck probably should have got hit too. But this hit right here to King of Fair Limps, like direct hits. Let me, I know, boom. King of the Fair Limps was a hit, but no direct hits to Mitsurugi. By getting ring at King of the Fair Limps, it almost means the deck has to be played pure, which is so great. Silent Smoke, I agree with you, man. I absolutely agree with you. We'll get her back someday, dude. I'll just be in a nursing home. Neo, absolutely. You're absolutely right. It was stuck in people's side decks. Everybody played. It was like, because it was like, what do you play? What do you play to side in when you're going first? And you're like, 3 judgments. Crusade, please. One day, man. One day. I hope so. The deck just can't function now. Neo, that's kind of like what we got to understand. These hits are going to be biased. Like, for me, I'm fine with this. You know what I mean? But for, like, some other players, other things, they're not going to like this hit. But at the end of the day, I think they're just hits. Right? You know, like, regardless whether we believe they're good or bad hits, they are just hits. And they're decent. Herald was left field for sure, but I feel like Herald was put up to counter Yummy, because I know, like, I saw that one guy, GGYGO, posted a video where he ended up making like three Heralds. I doubt that's it, but King of the Fair Limps had a target on his hand, Rasaru, because of Mitsurugi, because, like we said, Mitsurugi dodged the list completely. Mitsurugi was able to be splashed into any deck because of Fair Limps. If they could make a level 2, level 4s, they could make Mitsurugi. So by hitting that, they really, really answered my 2 problems with the game currently. Absolutely do Black Fox. Do the Black Fox. You're absolutely right. The deck was being played more so as engines, and same with the Moon of the Closed Heaven. They all these like these two cards were like literally, I despise these cards for the reasons. For the reason that every deck you played had a fallback. Like, I play, and it kind of took out skill expression in the game, in my opinion, to an extent, because I play correct. I studied your deck. I put in all the hours to understand where to hit things. So I play against your deck correctly. Oh, you have 2 bodies on the field. You now make Fiendsmith. You go into Fiendsmith, and I get cooked. You make the 2 level 4s, make Mitsurugi lines. I'm cooked because I played, I played correct. I played smart because these cards exist for a bridge that a deck that's like little fairy monsters now has the ability to bridge into like crazy fiends or bridge into like giant snake gods, I felt like it really ruined that. Some people say they liked it because of it allowed you to like eat hand traps and fall back to something. Well, man, the game is designed, there's like hand traps put out there that 2 to 3 hand traps should stop you unless you have a great hand, really. I shouldn't have to throw 5 hand traps at you to stop you because you have the ability, because two hand traps check your engine, your main engine, and then you fall back to these 2 like bridgeable engines that if I didn't open the right hand traps, I think this will now, like, I'm just happy. Like, I know it might be, I know, like, I can't just, like, I'm extravagant, dude. Like, I woke up, this is like happy day. Like, I get to go to Deadwood tomorrow. I don't know what Deadwood is. I get to go to Deadwood and go donate some money. Donate and gamble a little bit. Maybe I'll win big. Even if I lose all my money at Deadwood, I got this great ban list, I'm just amazed. Splash Mage was just a generic Cyverse list because Cyverse is still going to be a thing. In the adventure, it'll be power crept out. It was already seeing power creep. That's what's wild to Black Fox. It was already seeing power creep that I could have they could have not had Moon of the Closed Heaven on here, and I would have been like, it's fine. But I think the thing was, and this is what and I brought this up a few locals ago, that if they hit King of the Fair Limps, which would be the greatest hit to hit Mitsurugi, because it stops pure Mitsurugi, its consistency, and it stops its splash ability, is they'd have to hit Moon in the Closed Heaven, because that's exactly what they're going to be able to fall back to. So maybe it was one of those pre-hits, you know what I mean? Like, they knew if they hit the King of the Fair Limps, the next fallback to is Moon of Closed Heaven. So if they hit both these, decks will have to play and I mean, it's only a matter of time, right? And I mean, I guess I saw the random gamer, Exciton just means Moon Man isn't that bad. You're absolutely right. Any 2 rank 4s can still get to Fiendsmith combo. But I would say it still kind of puts the deck as, it's 2 level 4s is a lot harder to get to than 2 random bodies, right? The two level 4 makes, like, is probably harder to get to. I mean, and with that being said, I can definitely see like pure Mitsurugi playing the Fiendsmith engine, because they can put 2 level 4s, and instead of just making with Night Sword Surpers and like Saji or something, instead of making instead of making King of the Fair Limps to search, they make, we just said his name, dude. I am so excited I forgot his name. Exciton, they make a Exciton link it off Requiem. So like we do have, the line's not dead, but 2 level 4s is a lot more, there's a little bit more requirements there than just 2 free bodies, you know what I mean? Yeah, like overall, dude, like this list I'm ecstatic for. I am so happy. This has to be like, I've never really done live. I've really not done a lot of live ban list reactions because I know that like Team Sam and all of them, all those other channels, they're just like going do, you know, backflipping off the tables and stuff like that. Kicking chairs, which I think would be funny, but I have a bad leg from a car accident, so I can't kick a chair or do a backflip to save my life. But I figured like, I saw when I figured this would be it. This was going to be a humdinger. It was either going to be one of the best lists or going to be one of the worst lists. And I am just, for me personally, it has to be one of the best lists that I have seen. Link Karibo coming back is wild too. I think someone said earlier, nature's healing. It's crazy, man, because I was actually going to put 3 judgments in my side deck today. Absolutely, you're absolutely right, the Black Fox. And hear me out. So there's another guy that I've been kind of watching on the back burner because of, also, guys, Black Dark Lord support. The Dark Lord support came out, and I am pumped. For those who are new to the channel and don't know, man, my first ever, my step into competitive Yu-Gi-Oh was with Dark Lords. I topped a regional with Dark Lords. And I think if you, back then, I can't find it now because I want to show the proof. I want to have the receipts. There was only 2 people, me and another guy who topped an Oceanics or a YCS over in Australia back when they had them. Topped there, and then my regional top was with Dark Lords. And I was like, bro, they're finally, the support's crazy with all the generic stuff out there. Like, yes. So what a day, man. Dark Lord support yesterday, a ban list today. Maybe now my my synchro version of the Art Major storyline with Medusius will be good. Maybe this is the year the Charles, Konami's like, we'll take his ult from you, and it'll take a while for you to get on your feet, but we're gonna have some good stuff for you down the way. I'm just still kind of amazed. I'm truly amazed at this list. What a very good list. Like, there's problems. Like, I'm sure, like, I don't think Yummy was always making Herald of the Arc-like, but that could become a problem. Probably would have became a problem, and they decided to hit it too. Like, I am amazed, man. I am amazed. I am amazed. I'm still, I mean, let's think here, man. Like, Zodiac's back. I don't know. Is any of the other Zodiacs limit? Zodiacs. Goodness, I can't even speak. Any of the other Zodiac cards limited or anything? Fiendsmith Infinite Robo still playable? I mean, absolutely. I mean, wait a minute. How is Fiendsmith? What two? I mean, oh, yeah, 2 level 4s. You're right. Yeah, because we can still put up 2 level 4s before we're warrior locked. You can still do that. Maybe now. Maybe now it'll be and then, you know what, man? So not to random gamer, not to go on the Fiendsmith splash with everything type of thing, but now it's like Fiendsmith will be played with like Fabled. Fiendsmith will be played with Fiend decks a lot more. Like, yes. It's so nice. Yeah, actually you're right. We use there's the Starfire. Starfire turns into like the level 4 turns into Dempsey and stuff like that. Yep, you're right. But at that point, man, just play Muskets. Muskets is going to have such cool stuff coming down the road. Okay, I didn't know about Armades being level 5. Light Fiend, okay. You cooking. You cooking the random gamer. You cooking. Not the dish I like, because it's still the thing I don't like the most, but dang. Does Glow Bulb help Blue Eyes at all or somewhat? I don't know, man. Maybe it helps I mean, what is it? The synchro deck, you say. Can still do Dippity and Form and Skippers and stuff. Yeah, I mean, Form and Skipper can search out. Yeah, you still do that stuff. Splash Mage is just a very interesting hit to the generic Cyverse piles that I'm curious on. I mean, like, it's played in every Cyverse deck, right? It was just a step to Link climb into. So now, like, what Link can they climb into to let you... Well, I mean, if like, hypothetically, say, Mouse just becomes a climbing pile, don't you just make Haggard Liggard, banish that, bring back, and you still do essentially the same step with Splash, right? But a little bit more restrictive. Should have been the Link 1 Fiendsmith Requiem. I mean, yeah. I mean, arguably it should have. But I guess it's like one of those things on, like, the bridges should have been hit a long time ago, and Konami's catching up now and, like, hitting the bridges. And if Fiendsmith still becomes a problem, maybe they go after Requiem. But right now, I think the bridges being or the bridge being burned down. It's really good. Like, that is a solid hit. Crazy, crazy hit. I didn't think they were going to do it, man. I thought for sure the way, like, with very so K9, Yummy, Draco Tail, I thought for sure they're going to overlook all this stuff. I was just so used to it. We're so, like, you know, blasted in eyes, you know, to, like, bad ban list that I was just expecting the worst. I was like, yep, here we go. And they did pretty decent. Maybe. I think maybe you're right. Because, like, what I was saying is, like, alternate line, right, is make Haggard Lizard, banish a name, draw a card, summon back. Like, that's a different alternative, right? But it's more restrictive because you might, certain steps might Cyverse lock you. You got to make sure you haven't already used that name. Code Talkers will be fine. So, yeah, I wonder if, I mean, it sucks that it's, like, Code Talkers will be such a cool deck. I like the Link from your hand type of thing that the Code Talker deck really does. It just sucks that the Link 1 had to pay for Malice Crimes. Which, I mean, arguably, you didn't need to play the Link 1 because, you know, you just Link in the hand, right? So, but yeah, dude, what an awesome list, guys. What a awesome list. We will probably include in our locals. Our locals normally plays the list right away. So, like, this list might be effective from September 15th, but our locals will, on the dot, play it. We'll probably play it right from the get-go. And that's just crazy, man. I am so ecstatic. Like, this has got to be the best list that I have seen. Wow. Nature is healing, man. Nature is healing. We no longer have draws in Yu-Gi-Oh! We have 50-minute turns. We have double loss when a player gets salty and wants to hold you at hostage. We have a decent ban list for once. This is a real man's ban list right here. A real man's ban list. And this is probably going to be the last real man's ban list we're going to get for like 5 years. So we better enjoy this ban list. Wow. Dude, and Chris Run Inclusion is such a wild hit too, like I said. Yassine was just rocking with that deck too hard, and Konami's like, stop this guy. Electromite. Dude, you know what? You're fair. To Black Fox, you're fair. That's why has Konami not released Electromite yet? Like, honestly, hear me out, bias, but Electromite should come back before Zold comes back. Poor Electromite's been sinking. Pendulum as a deck. We have not had a good Pendulum deck, I feel like, for a hot minute. And not that Electromite would make it good, but it would make all the bad Pendulum decks, or all the Pendulum decks, slightly better. Like, maybe one can slip through. That is so crazy. They literally... I wonder if Electromite's paying time for Triff. You know, when Triff, you know, said he stalled for time and he got banned. I wonder if they're like, all right, well, you get to come back in a year, but your favorite card for your favorite deck that you stalled with time in, we're going to make sure she rots for like 20. I'm just amazed, man. I am truly without words. What a... Izol means K9 Infernoble is really funny. That is true. I was looking up... I saw like an OCG list that did pretty well with it. I actually was kind of hoping, I thought like the bridge between that would be that the rank 5 Infernoble was generic. Or the rank 5 Noble Knight was generic. And I was like, if that's a generic, that has to be pretty cool. Electromite is 100. You're absolutely right. What the two do is definitely not. But as far as like time paid, Electromite has done its time. Like, that's why Electromite should come back way before Izol does because of the time. If Izol didn't, like, was... I mean, like, I think it's not... There's a bias again. Requires 2 warriors, so it's not that generic. You have to play bricks in your deck. A lot of bricks if you want to resolve Izol for certain particular sequences. If Izol just was, like, a little bit more restrictive, like, maybe slightly more restrictive in, like, the sense of it required, like, a Noble Knight by name in its, like, link material... it would come back, but we're never going to get that, guys. Like, the card's literally legal in every other format. It's just the TCG is for some... Like I said, I've said it 100 times. Isolde was hit when Isolde shouldn't have been hit. Isolde should have been hit when Goki was tier 1, but instead they didn't, and then it paid for the crimes of something else. And then, like, literally, the Isolde's, like, legal in every other format in the game, and it doesn't do enough to, like, make Infernoble, like, tier 0, tier 1. And Konami's just salty, need to release it, but... Izuna's a warrior. I mean, you are absolutely right, man. There was something else I saw that you could actually do. I swear it was like Izol grabbed something else that was, like, there. I can't. Yeah, I can't remember. But remember back in the day when before we got like the true like the next wave of Inferno support, we played Gamma. I remember going to like a remote extravaganza, and I think I won a mat there. And I played 3 Gamma, 1 Driver in my deck. You'd almost do the same thing, right? You play 3 Azuna, 1 Lupus, and then his old search Azuna pass turn. Then during their turn, you're going to be able to special Azuna on top of your inboard, which is like Double Charles, Gearfried, like whatever you want, depending on what variant. I mean, if his old came back, you would just play Connector and Dolphin again. There'd be no reason not to. But dude, this list is so crazy. This list is so wild. What a good list. What a wild list, guys. So, dude, I think we'll call it here. I plan to stream tonight, so if you guys want to watch the new list tonight, definitely pop on in and say hi. We'll be playing it, hopefully playing a new deck tonight. We'll have it on, hopefully I'll maybe do good enough on stream, but it'll be on the Versus series. I plan to just probably take a few parts to do this because I really like this deck. I want to play a little bit more. I mean, you're absolutely right. Yeah, enough of the K9 cards are warriors enough, so it is good. Yeah, and what are they? They're all like level 5s, right? So 5s, level 5 plus a normal summon. Level 5, any normal summon. Droll didn't get the Banhammer. Droll dodged it, man, because Droll's fallen back into side deck material. But outside of that, I mean, like, I guess you're right. Droll really does irk me. I would have loved to. This list is so. You know what? I would take. If it was Droll get banned and we get a garbage list, I would rather have this list and keep Droll. You know what I mean? What a good list, dude. But anyway, guys, as I was saying, hop into the live stream tonight. We'll be live streaming at roughly 7 Mountain Standard Time is the time our local start. So hop on in when we do that. And yeah, you guys stay safe, stay healthy. Charles signing out. Man, what a good ban list. Oh, okay, 1 second. Haha, you caught me just in time. We'll go to, you want to see the semi-limit, right? There you go, Brand Fusion. Yep, it was just Brand Fusion. And then here's the Unlimited, Glow Up Bulb, Masterpiece, Morphing Jar, Phantom Sky Blaster, Ash, Poplar, Diagram, Lightning Storm, Barrage, all unlimited. And then ban cards is Moon, Splash, King of Feral Imps, Paradise Smashers. There you go. You guys have a wonderful day. See you guys tonight.